Keta!
Yes?
Oh my gosh, you were very quick.
Well, I wanted to make a grand entrance.
Well, you certainly did that.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
Oh, yes, you're a very good cat.
Oh, stop that. Cheeky.
Yeah. So are you ready to make our 3-ingredient
But
recipe?
of course!
Yes.
Why else would I be here?
Well, do you know what we're making?
Tater Tots!
Exactly. Today we are going to be making Tater Tots. They are a childhood treat. They are delicious. They are very simple, or you can make them as complicated as you want to.
And how complicated could you make it with 3 ingredients?
These ones are going to be very basic, but we are going to spice them up just a little bit, and of course they're only 3 ingredients.
Yay!
Why don't we get to the ingredients themselves?
Let's start!
The first ingredient is
A tater.
a tater. In fact, we are going to be using 2 to 3 large russet potatoes.
Russet. Does it have to be a russet potato, or could it be like an Idaho, or a sweet potato, or a little fingerling?
Well, you could use Idaho potatoes. You could use any kind of baking white potato. I wouldn't go too small, just because that would be a lot of extra work, and we want to make this a very simple dish.
And the sweet potato?
Sweet potato is going to be much too soft. It won't come together. You could probably figure out a way to make it, but I think that why don't we just stick with the classics, and we're going to use 2 to 3
Russets.
russet potatoes.
All right.
Your next ingredient is?
A garlic-infused olive oil.
Yes, we are using this garlic-infused olive oil because the olive oil is necessary. That's what gives the potatoes their nice crispy texture on the outside. But because we only have 3 ingredients, we don't have much opportunity to infuse it with flavor.
He's cheating, folks.
I'm cheating a little bit. So I got this garlic infused. This is a roasted garlic, and it's going to give us a really nice, deep, rich flavor. And of course, technically, it's still just 1 ingredient.
Technically.
I like to get by on technicalities. And our final ingredient is?
Sea salt.
Sea salt, or any salt, whatever type of salt you like best. Now, if you're making something with...
Is there a hidden ingredient in that one too?
No, although if you wanted to, you could use onion salt or garlic salt or any type of flavored salt that you wanted to. Actually, seasoned salt would be really good, or Italian salt would be really good. But we're just going to go with basic salt. You don't want to go without any type of salt, though, because potatoes are so bland on their own. They have a nice flavor, but you really have to bring it out. This salt is going to bring out...
Salt brings it out.
Yes, the salt is going to bring out the flavor in the potatoes, and also
We won't tell you what brings out my flavor.
cheeky.
I don't know even know what that means.
So we're going to use a liberal amount of salt to taste. Alright, I have peeled and quartered 3 large russet potatoes. Now you can put this into boiling water and boil this for 6 to 15 minutes, but actually there's no reason why you shouldn't just throw this bowl into the microwave and microwave this on high for about 2 to 3 minutes until the potatoes are just less than fork tender. You still want them to have a little bit of that crunch, because otherwise what you're going to be making is mashed potato balls. So you do want to make sure to check this and make sure that you don't lose too much of the texture of the potatoes. So I'm going to throw this into the microwave, and then we'll get to the next step afterwards. And now I'm just going to process these until they become shreds that I can use for my tater tots. Alright, so if you notice, this is not really mashed potatoes. It is sticky because these potatoes have been cooked, but they really haven't been, they're not mashed potatoes. What you have is this really nice shredded texture. It's really, really sticky, which is good because that will hold this together. Just takes a few pulses for this to turn into these shreds. Alright, so now I have this roasted garlic olive oil. The reason I'm using a flavored olive oil is because I am only limiting myself to 3 ingredients. If you'd rather, you can put some roasted garlic into your tater tots. You can use garlic salt or minced garlic if you want to, or whatever herb or spices you want. I'm just going to put some on the bottom of my pan. And then I'm just going to use clean hands to spread that around. Now be fairly liberal with this because you don't want your tater tots to stick to the bottom of your pan. My next step is just to roll out my tots. You're going to want to make sure that each tot is about the same size because they need to cook evenly. And what can help is to keep your hands nice and oiled up while you're doing that. That also has the added bonus of adding a little bit of oil directly onto your tater tots as well. And finally what I'm going to do is give this another drizzle of olive oil across the top. Be careful because you may end up pouring a little bit more than you expected. And finally, I'm just going to add some natural sea salt to the tops of these. And I'm going to do this quite liberally. These only have the 3 ingredients. The garlic flavor is going to be quite light, so I want to make sure that you can taste all of it, and salt really helps with that. Now these will go into a 400-degree Fahrenheit oven for 10 minutes, and then I will flip each and every one of these, and I will cook them for another 10 minutes until they're golden brown on both sides. Alright, so you can hear these sizzling, I think. I have a rack that I have added some paper towels to so I can drain these out. They did get quite oily as I was cooking them because I did add a lot of oil to it, but it did result in these lovely crispy tater tots. And what I'm doing is I'm just going to put these out in a single layer so that they can drain and crisp up even more. So while these are still piping hot, I'm going to give them just another little sprinkle of salt right on top so that they're nicely well seasoned. So what I did while these were cooking, I cooked them on one side and then I flipped them, cooked them on the other. They flattened out a little bit like little potato pancakes. So what I did was then I flipped them for a 3rd and 4th time, squishing them down so I got this sort of square shape. And that also made sure that they crisped up on all sides. So I'm just gonna let these drain for a minute and cool for a minute, and then we'll taste them and see how they came out. What do you think?
Very, very tasty. Needs a little ketchup though.
Ketchup would be perfect for these, or maybe some,
that in there.
or you could dip them in barbecue sauce, or maybe ranch dressing.
Ranch dressing.
Yep, these are a perfect vehicle.
Vinegar.
What?
Vinegar.
Or vinegar, yes, salt and vinegar would be great. These are a perfect vehicle for whatever condiments you want. They are perfectly fine on their own. They are nice and crispy on the outside and really tender on the inside. You do get that nice roasted garlic flavor from that infused olive oil. And of course you can add whatever you want to this basic recipe. So you could add granulated garlic, you could add onions, you could add, what else? Rosemary.
I'm at a loss.
How about catnip?
Ooh, catnip infused.
Yeah. But only for cats. Thanks so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Oh, did you have a good time making?
I always have a good time. Oh, cheeky again.
And I always like having you here.
Oh.
So if the people who are watching, if they enjoyed having us here in their computers, what can they do to keep up with our channel?
They can subscribe.
You can subscribe. If you hit the little red subscribe button down below, if you haven't before, what that does is it alerts you anytime we have a brand new episode. We have brand new episodes every Thursday of 3-ingredient recipes. We also have other shows on this channel. On weekends, we have George.
George.
He's a kitty.
But not a cat.
He's a cat, but not a cat tot.
I'm the only cat.
Yep, he talks about good self-esteem. On Wednesdays, we have Sullivan.
The weirdo.
He's a weirdo dog. He desperately wants to be famous. And then our news. Have you seen our new live streams?
You do live streams?
We do on Monday nights.
No one ever invited me to a live stream.
Everybody's invited to our live streams at Mondays at 5:30 Eastern time or thereabouts.
Give or take.
Give or take, depending on when everybody in this house gets home from work. We will work on puppets. We work on puppetry skills. We've made a whole puppet in one of our live streams, and last week. Yes.
What's a puppet?
Oh, we need to have a talk.
Oh.
So while I explain the birds and the bees of puppetry to Kekta, we'll see you again next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for joining us. Our next ingredient is
garlic-infused olive oil.
This is garlic-infused
There's
olive
two
oil.
ingredients in one, you see.
It really is. Because we are making this with just 3 ingredients, we don't have very much opportunity to add in any herbs or spices, and the olive oil is necessary to make sure that they're crispy. So I got this roasted garlic-infused olive oil, and that's going to give a nice deep garlic flavor to our
Potatoes.
potatoes. Let's try that one more time.